house guests, welcome to today's Big Brother Canada updates and spoilers. Our house guest of the day is Nick Villa. Thank you so much for your generosity on Patreon. You are amazing, and if you guys want to be house guest of the day, check out our Patreon link in the info box below. We appreciate it more than you know. Alright, so let's talk about what's going on in the house. So Livita and Dallas were having a chat in the HOH. Before we get to this, has anybody else noticed that Livita is basically living in the HOH this week? It's like your HOH! Alright, so Livita is like, I don't really care who goes home this week. I knew they were going to come in. I'm going to vote however you guys want, so just tell me what you want to do. So Dallas is like, I don't know, like Kelsey, I guess. So it's still kind of up in the air at this point. But Livita's just like, I'm done with these people. I'm so over it. So she said, before she was open to like making deals with Kelsey and Jared. Last week she didn't put them up on the block when she could have. But she's done with that. So Dallas mentions how Jared and Kelsey were like, oh yeah, last week Livita told us that she was going to put Maddie up on the block. And Livita's just like, what? No way. I never said that. They're freaking liars. Those two are my targets now. For sure. So, I'm sorry, I'm just watching what's going on over here, and it's hilarious. So, eventually, a little while later, Livita's like, oh, wait, I might have said that I would nominate Maddie as the replacement. I think I did say that. But she says that she was just saying that to appease Jared and Kelsey so that they could just end the conversation and be done with it. Because if you remember last week, Dallas had the POV, Livita was the HOH, and Dallas was like, I want to use the veto and make a big backdoor move, and Livita's like, no, I don't want to do that. So I guess she told them that if Dallas used the veto, she would put up Maddie. So that's what that was. But I just think it's hilarious that Livita was like, I never said that. Oh yeah, I might have said that. Alright, so this conversation was outside, and it was interrupted when Dallas caught a fly, like freaking Karate Kid style, and he brought it inside the house to Tim. This is so sad. They put it in Marinara, the spider's jar, and Dallas, Tim, and Cassandra were like freaking cheering as they watched the spider kill and eat the fly. What the F is wrong with you people? That's so effed up. I'm sorry. It was like really weird and gross and creepy. Okay, so let's move on from that. Back to the game. Actually, this is not totally game. This is also personal. So Maddie, Phil, and Nick were chatting in the pink bedroom, and Maddie was trying to give them some game advice. Phil was kind of being a dick to his brother as usual. He was like, Nicholas, you suck at game talk. So he's like, anybody who wants to talk games, send them to me. If they want to play Scrabble, I'll send them to you. Whoa. So Maddie was telling them, like, you guys need to freaking figure out where you're at right now. Make sure that you're on the same page so you're not telling people different things. You need to get your crap together if you want to survive in this game. And you know what? She's right. So she tells them also, people think that it's really sketchy that you guys gather so much information. You're like sponges and you take all this stuff in and then you don't share anything with anyone. It's creepy. So they're like, yeah, we gotta work on that. And of course, Phil is like, Nicholas, are you listening? So then Maddie talks to Philip alone, and she's like, Phil, I need your help talking to Nick. Because she tells him, I love my boyfriend back home, and I need some space from Nick. So Phil is just like, thank you. You're making my life so much easier by saying that. Because for the whole time now, we've seen Phil be like, Nick, stop talking to Maddie, blah, blah, blah. So now Maddie is saying this to Phil. So then Maddie and Phil approach Nick together, and they're just like, yo, you need to give this girl some space. She loves her boyfriend. Don't she? But he's just like, you know what? That's fair. I respect that. It's okay. I'm going to be fine. He's not emotionally invested yet. We'll see if this actually sticks. I know that Maddie, moved out of their bed. Sounds so ridiculous. So now she's sharing a bed with Ramsey, but Ramsey has a crush on her too. So it's just like, really? Is that really gonna work? It's just like she's moving on to the next one. But anyway, it'll be interesting to see if that sticks. So Mitch and Jared were talking about the vote this week, and Jared's all like, what are we gonna do? And Mitch is like, honestly, we could work with either Kelsey or Raul, so that's cool. Rhymes. But it's probably better for them to get rid of Kelsey. It takes away that distraction from Jared. Raul is less likely to come after Mitch and his people than Kelsey would be. So Jared is then kind of opening up to Mitch some more. He tells him about the deal that Dallas approached him with about kind of calling a truce and going after the brothers together. And Mitch is just like, yeah, I don't trust Dallas, so I think that's going to be a no-go. So then Raul joins them, and they tell him, it's better for us if you stay. We want you to stay. Which is great and all, but it's getting kind of awkward because Kelsey, before she was like, oh, I want to go home, like, just get rid of me. And now she's all like, I kind of want to stay. I hate when people give up, but you know what I hate? Like, maybe just as much is when people are like, get rid of me, ew! And then they're just like, I want to stay. So it's really annoying. But anyway, Mitch and Maddie were chatting, which I feel like is unusual. I don't recall seeing these two talk very much. So they clear up some weirdness that's kind of going on between them. Mitch was nervous that Maddie was going to come after him if she got the HOH. And she's like, what? I would not do that. Like, you're not on my radar right now. It's totally fine. Like, we're cool. I know we don't talk, but we're cool. So during this conversation, Mitch was also trying to distance himself from the trio. He's like, yeah, those three are like really tight, and I know you guys think that I'm like with them, but I'm not. So he's trying to be like, I'm not part of that. So he says that he feels like everyone has at least one person that they're really close to in the house, and he doesn't have that, and it makes him sad, and he doesn't have that person that he can just escape from the game with and just talk about real life with. That's so sad. I feel like that's not totally true. I thought Mitch is like very close to Joel, but he's trying to play it off like Joel is with Livita and he's not with anybody. So I think Maddie was eating it up. She was just like, oh, Mitch, blah, blah, blah. So I think it also got the wheels spinning in Maddie's head. So Maddie was talking to Jared, and she's worried that she's going to be guilty by association for Dallas's actions, because a lot of people, when they think of Dallas, they also think of Maddie. So she's asking Jared, like, is that how you see it? Is that what the deal is? And he's like, yeah, pretty much. But he does tell her that's something you can fix. It's not too late, so work on it. You know who else is worried about being guilty by association? Joel. He is worried that he's now being linked to Livita. Yeah. So he was talking to Cass about it. He feels like Livita is leeching off of him. He also is annoyed because she's basically moved into the HOH room. She's got all of her stuff up there. So he says that he keeps dropping hints to Livita, but she's not getting it. She's just like laughing it off. So then Joel was also complaining about this to Mitch, Nikki, and Tim. And they're like, Joel, you just need to ask her straight up for some space. Just be like, I need some alone time. I want to talk to other people. And it seems like Joel is just afraid to stand up to her. Joel, come on! You made this great move this week, and now you can't just be like, give me space? Come on, man. So this morning, Nikki was pissed. Yeah, so she called Tim into the bedroom. This is not really a game thing. This is like a personal issue. So she was like, I don't want to share a bed with Livita anymore. Okay, so this morning, she found some dirty undies that Livita left on the bed. And to make matters worse, this was something that Nikki kept mentioning over and over again. They were right next to my makeup bag. And she was just disgusted by it. She showed all these people the underwear. Oh, so she's also upset because Livita is just a sloppy person in general. She's got her stuff strewn all over the house, and it's really bothering her. And Christine is not there to clean up everybody's crap. So Tim is just like, you know what? You two are friends. You should just talk to her about it. Just, like, relax. It's gonna be okay. Alright, so Maddie and Dallas, let's get back to the game chat. Maddie and Dallas were chatting about what they're gonna do next week. So Dallas is like, all right, you're HOH. Would you put up Jared? And Maddie is just like, I think we need to start thinking about who we want to have on the jury. She's totally like skirting the issue. So she's just like, I kind of feel like I would want Jared to be in the jury. She thinks that he would be a vote for them to win if they were in the finals. Really? I don't know that he would, but she seems to think so. But then, like 2 seconds later, she's going through her target list, and she mentions Jared first as like her #1 target. That makes no sense to me. But anyway, her targets are Jared, Raul, Livita, and Cassandra in that order. Again, you just said you wanted Jared in the jury, but then she's saying that he's her #1 target. Honestly, I don't think he's her #1 target. I think she wants to freaking get with him, possibly. Did you notice how now there's a chance that Kelsey could be going home, and all of a sudden she friggin' dumps Nick, and she's just like, Jared, talk to me. Yeah. Remember, like, earlier in the game how she was so jealous of Jared and Kelsey? Put those pieces together. Alright, so I just thought that was interesting. But anyway, Maddie also brings up to Dallas how Mitch was saying that he's worried that they're targeting him, and they're like, who keeps telling him that? Because it's definitely not true. So Dallas goes and talks to Mitch. He kind of clears things up. He's like, you're not my target. You've never been my target. So the two of them agree that they would not put each other up if they won HOH next week. So Dallas is like, Jared's gotta go. Jared's gotta go. So it's been a relatively quiet day today because we got 2 duds up on the block. I mean, honestly, are Kelsey and Raul ever going to start campaigning? They're just sitting around letting other people do it for them. It's ridiculous. So, Joel got the HOH camera today, and I have a fun fact about Joel. Joel actually knows Kelsey's aunt. They've done, like, theater together. They've been in plays and musicals together. Isn't that so weird? I feel like it's a small, small world, especially in Canada. I just feel like we've heard in multiple seasons, like, people knowing mutual friends and stuff like that. So it's kind of interesting, but that's all I got for today. So until tomorrow, much love.
Edit.